the next day. Oh, we don't even get an actual day marker for this. Well, hello everybody. I believe today is, day 17. Welcome back to some more Blueprints. Last episode, we made it into room 46. Open only in the event of inheritance. Dear Baron, welcome to Mount Holly, your home. I still remember the first time I was addressed by my title. I was quite a bit older than you, but I still felt strange, especially after a lifetime of hearing my father addressed daily by that same title. Well, life is a journey of growth, growing up, growing older, growing wiser, and in our case, growing into the Baron of Reddington. The Baron doesn't have to be a daunting figure. He could be quiet and unassuming, or loud, brash, and boisterous. He could be deceptive or trustworthy, humble or boastful, or any measure of other things, but always clever. When I inherited Mount Holly, I never had to prove myself. They just gave me the keys and left it at that. Felt too easy, too trivial, and very undeserved. Experience comes with time, but without validation, I spent the better part of my youth questioning myself. And as I grew older, that lack of conviction and aimlessness amplified. Never really had any goals or objectives to strive towards. Never had any dreams to realize. Never set my sights on something beyond the horizon. Never had a room 46 to reach. And now that you have reached your goal and are basking in your well-deserved glory, shining trophy in hand, and showered with accolades and titles, will you be content to stop there? Or will you look into the horizon and wonder what dreams lie ahead? Oven Navarre... What? Herbert Sinclair. Interesting. Okay. So, Sinclair has given us a reward for having made it so far. The inheritance trophy for reaching room 46 will be permanently added to the trophy room. Give me a minute, I'm gonna take some notes, but yeah, welcome back. We've got some stuff to talk about in terms of the grander expansion of the series once I finish taking some notes here. Alright, so relatively simple letter. I mean, nothing too important to glean other than, the lore, but that way he signs out is very interesting to me. Oven Navarre just seems odd. But so what I was going to say is, in terms of progression from here on out for the rest of the series, Blueprints, as we know, is a game with quite an extensive post-game. I've been aware of this since I started the game. I've been aware of this since, I wanted to put it into the channel as a game we played. To put it simply, from here on out, the game is going to be less about me ending up in a specific location and more about me just trying to explore, test some things, and inevitably discover new things. We've seen the first credits. I believe there are technically 3 sets of credits, if I am correct. I'm not sure. I might be entirely incorrect on that. Is this... Oh yeah, that's right. That's still there. Because we filled it up last episode. But my overall intent for the series is still relatively the same as what it started, as a sort of overall analysis and... Oh, that's nice. There's a new paper here. Interesting. Also, that is a bit insane. Okay. Yeah, wow. That's a lot of trophies. We'll work on that inevitably. The overall... I'm sorry, what? There's a gift shop now? Yeah, the overall end goal of the series is relatively going to be me making progression in just as many ways as is possible. and trying to just overall, just basically discover what we haven't discovered yet. There's, if we also excuse the fact that I haven't played the game in a few days and therefore I'm forgetting how to press all my buttons right now. Um, from my understanding, we have still three more red letters to find. There's multiple things that I'm pretty sure we're missing as like permanent additions. There's plenty of stuff to discover still that I would like to discover. Basically, is what I am trying to say. Also, I should have put spare room off, or I should have put something off of the entry hall there. Whoops. We'll put the spare room here, and we'll delve off of it in a bit. But yeah, as stated, I really just want to make overall progression and just see what else there is to find in Mount Holly. We've kind of taken a bit of a backseat in terms of note taking, and I want to kind of return a bit to said note taking, seeing as now I've kind of, discovered like our first initial goal, got it done, had fun, seen everything we need to see. My main goal is going to be like basically solving, the painting puzzle, solving, some of the other major puzzles that we've been missing out on thus far, and therefore, like hopefully making some major developments in terms of how we view certain rooms on the estate, how we view the rest of the game, what structure we're going to be taking, yada yada yada. I'm kind of rambling and kind of repeating myself, but point is it's important. Also, I don't know how many people have been paying exactly perfect attention to the series in terms of its, I guess, credits is the way to put it, in a more preferable way. And I guess, yeah, this is where we block off the spare room because we're either blocking it off or we're blocking it off. And I'd rather block it off with a nursery than that, just because the nursery is the better of the two rooms, or than the parlor. My, if you haven't looked into the credits yet, we've been having a bit of an editor for the series. And if you haven't recognized said editor, the editor is actually my co-music writer for the M-Dot series, Black Bear, which has been helping me on a fair few things as well behind the scenes. And overall, they're kind of a secret part of the channel that does deserve a bit of recognition. So I figured I'd call it out that yes, I've kind of passed editing for this series over to them. Just for a fair while because editing this series is very rough, and I do feel sorry for them that I have kind of forced them to take that role. Granted, it's more like they offered to help, and if you've been seeing any funny edits or anything weird and random in there, yeah, it's because of that. And I call this all out because really this is a major message to the editor that, oh boy, your job just got way worse because I'm about to make things much more random, chaotic, and all over the place all the time. Because now we're going to get to the wild ideas territory of the game. If you don't really know exactly what I mean by that, for everybody at home, if you've watched the newly returned Blingo series, which, by the way, if you haven't, make sure that you are. It's a wonderful series. It's very akin to this one. If you've been enjoying this series, you will enjoy that one. because effectively we do the same dumb things in that series as I do in this one. And by that I mean there's a massive, and I mean absolutely massive, also, this is a horrible situation. Um, dare I say, I'm probably going to throw a hallway right here and cry a bit because I messed up my drafting strategy. Um, but yeah, no. There was words that I was saying that I forgot. The overall end end goal of the series is now going to be Ultra Chaos mode, where I'm going to basically randomly run around this place, be like, hey, I wonder what's in this room. I wonder what happens if I do this. I wonder what happens if I do this. I wonder how all these things interact with each other. That's a shovel. Um, all that fun type of jazz, because that's kind of, to my understanding, what the end game of, or what the post first credits game of Blueprints is kind of all about. We're just gonna basically be making sure that our dots are crossed, our X's are O'd, and our ticks are tacked, yada yada yada. I don't know why I'm talking tic-tac-toe right now for some odd reason. And wow, this is wonderful. We have straight up already lost the day. Unless there is a key card, we don't have, never mind actually, we don't even have a way to do that. Off of that, so this is going to be a messed up day. And I'm just gonna make sure that we make it a good one. I think we have a book to take in the library. We do not, but we do have a book to purchase, or not purchase. We read The Fixed Stars. History of Arindia is probably a pretty good one for us to take. And yeah, I will admit we messed up. It's also been a while since I played the game, so I apologize that I'm slightly idiotic. We will call it a day because oof, ouch. That was a terrible start, and I didn't even do anything new with it, and didn't even do anything cool with it other than set ourselves up for the next day. But yeah, no. Praise be to the editor. We feel sorry for them. Enjoy my random ramblings. Welcome to day 18. 18. Yeah, because day 16 was the day we won. Sorry, the brain crashed thinking the day before. Oh, okay, so the letter of inheritance does stay. Alright, let's actually, excuse me, let's actually do this today because I do not want to fail. Alrighty. What do we have in here today? I could do trading posts since we haven't yet and make it a thing to come back here when, well, we've actually got some items for trade, basically, because that kind of is, to my understanding, what that one is for. You come back to it as you run out of things to do in your day, basically. Alrighty, let's actually do our intro draft properly. Because, that's important. Let's do, see, this is one where I like none of these. Let's do Observatory just because it's the best one to fuck up a, room with, basically. This is actually now kind of where I wish that I had, grabbed us, say, the chapel and done that first. Let's go this way, just because, as we know, I tend to like doing this way first. One thing I am trying to do as we run around today is I am trying to check for, like, chess pieces better, just because, I've noticed I've been, holy trophy room. Okay. I've noticed that I've been, missing them, like, really bad. Let's grab the office, because it is a free gem. And it is also, do I get access? Okay. Yeah, none of these matter exactly anymore. Have I run payroll? Yay! Alright, cool, 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 and spread gold. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty, and, hang on, what was Black Ridge? Oh, okay. So we have to get the network password. Yeah, let me... Okay, that is definitely not a password in the top right. I was very hopeful that it was. I wanted to dive around in here for a bit because I think that I get the feeling we should know the passcode by now. Just because I feel like it's kind of, it should, like, I feel like it should be, like, evident to us. But, you know, no clue so far. Yeah, and that's definitely nothing. Look, the fact that I still don't know the network password is bothering me, okay? Let's go... God, I guess I guess this is technically the best option since we're going to be... We want to keep the breakfast nook and the parlor for a later room option under that scenario. Maybe... Also... E. Weird E. Oh, was that meant to be... Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I think... Hang on, wait a minute. Yeah, that's sick. Okay, so in any instance where the plan is what shows, it tells you what letter it is if it's big enough. I just realized, because, yeah, that's the room we're in right now. That's an E, and that's the E on the painting. That's a neat little observation. I will not be writing that down, but, yeah, no, that is kind of a neat observation for us. We'll take chapel because it is actually progress in terms of what we want to do. And, ooh, chapel has a gem for us. I did not know it could do that. Alright, and while we're in here, I think seeing as the entrance hall is kind of funneled into this loop as well, we should probably grab this while we're here. Draxus the Dead. Dead-end rooms are more common today. Oh. That's a slight negative, actually. I don't really kinda like that, actually. That might cause us some major issues. Yup, and it's already happening. Oh, dear lord. Okay, so... That's a dangerous one for us. This is another room where I feel like I should find the, what's it called? Where I should find the password, but as we can see here, the password is marked out. And I want to believe that it's going to be floating around here somewhere. Mayhaps. And I will say the other thing that is important is I do want to make sure that I am ready. Nope, I've already written that one down. I do want to make sure that... Ooh, okay, there's coins just sitting somewhere that I haven't grabbed. Key card. We want the key card to be set to low right now. And the offline mode to be unlocked at least until otherwise stated. Is there anything like on any of these computers that I've just walked past or something? Oh, that's creepy. That's cool, but that is a creepy noise that makes. That you can walk right up to that. Really? A-car tape 6. Oh, cam. Interesting. Okay. Interesting and weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I will keep looking around because obviously there is something that I'm missing. Let's draft the nursery because it is if we're gonna have dead ends, I might as well make them give us more maneuverability throughout the estate. Hopefully I can survive. Also, this is just rough. Alright, pool. Oh yeah, that's right. We drained the pool last episode. Sorry. I'm remembering everything I've done. To put it simply, I've not only taken about a 1 month break from recording, but then I also had to take an additional, 3-week break from recording as well, just due to the fact that, I basically was kind of in a full-on lock in and go type situation. Also, this is just screwed up. We'll take the boudoir just because it gives us the dice, and hopefully we can turn this around up and to the north. But no, I had to take a sort of 3-week break as well, just because of the sort of end of my architecture semester being a bit of a mess, basically, to put it simply. Also, this is just absolutely disgusting right now. I am pleasantly annoyed. I'll say pleasantly annoyed right now. Permanently annoyed is the better statement for how I am feeling towards what is going on here. This episode might as well be, so far, currently, Dapaway is an absolute idiot, does nothing right, and fails the entire series because he can't just simply put do anything correct so far. I also need to remember to be looking out for those coins because, yeah, as we've found. Okay, commissary is going to at least make this a bit helpful. Is there a password hidden throughout here? We do definitely know that was incorrect. I would like to purchase this and this. And then I'll buy the set of gems just because, yeah, worthwhile. Courtyard here is what keeps the day going, so we're going to do it. Just simply because we have the opportunity to. And is there anything else? Yeah, over here. Okay, come on. Can I get... I mean, if there was a slat... You know what? We'll do it because we have a pretty good key count right now. Gems are pretty good. If I can get a straightaway here. If we can get a straight... Okay, you know what? This is just absolutely disgusting and rude. The game has just decided, nah, screw you, I'm not allowed to play the game today. Yeah, wow. Don't mind if we just say, God, this day was absolutely horrible. Nothing happened. I guess we gotta go figure out what the trading post does, because, yeah, this is a wonderful mess, and dear Lord, I despise this. You know, I did just realize, I'm betting this thing collects our coins for us. Oh, womp womp, you only get one wish a day. I was kind of hoping that would collect our coins for us so that I can use it as sort of like a piggy bank, now that I understand you can drain it. But you can't really. Alright, let's see here. So this is the shop spot. Dig through here. What to do, what to do. That is odd that that rock is there. Oh! What the frick is that? I will look at that in a second. Okay, weird. No, I'm curious. Is there going to be any chance that the password would be here at all? I have no... That is dynamite. A little too dangerous to pick up. I have an idea. Yeah, let me take some notes here. This is a place we're gonna want to come back to. Nope. Okay. Alrighty. And what are oh, okay. So what am I doing here? I'm assuming... Okay, so, alright, we're gonna be playing Discover the Rules. Got it. This is also going to need its own page, isn't it? Gosh darn it. Okay. And what does yellow do? Moves up, I guess? Uh-huh. Oh, moves up and swaps. Interesting. So that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've probably screwed it up here. No idea how, if possible, to reset. I hope it can. What does this do? Okay, so it turns yellow? Ah. Oh, okay. I see what it wants. Okay. I wonder if these symbols relate to the color that they're supposed to be. But for right now, basically, if something is the correct color and it's in the correct spot, this flashes the color that it's meant to be, otherwise resets. Okay. Well, I mean, if nothing else is learned from this episode, we are at least learning some important things here with, like, language, at least. Let's see here. So I can do this and do this. We need yellow in all corners, I presume. So we want, effectively, I think, something like that, so that I can do that, and that should be all of them done. correct. Ooh. Gives an allowance token. Okay. Interesting. The fact that that gives permanent progression? Like, that's... Okay, so those are hyper important to us, I would presume, then, from here on out. Sorry, looking for notes. Alrighty, let's see. I wonder if there's going to be a sort of interesting... I am going to write these down just for time being. Just to see at a future date if they are the same regardless of what we do. If they aren't, I will kind of cross out that part of my notes. But if they are, that is like determinable item swapping under certain scenarios. We did not have a coat check, so today is another, we call it a day because the game has been mean to us and rude and threw us into a puddle, aggressively because I'm not allowed to play the game, apparently. We are going to do another day because, you know, I need to do something with my day. Hello, day 19. We're continuing. You know, hopefully today I can actually do something with my time here. Okay, head back outside because, you know, that's what we do. Hi, random bird that just decided it wanted to land there. I could go drop a wish. I don't really think I need to, but, you know, we will see. And we will learn not to use freaking Draxus. The tomb is pretty good. I will say so. It is underground access, actually, if I understand correctly. Based off of everything we know. Do I have it set up properly? God, I hate these stairs. God, I hate these stairs. Anyways. Yeah, no, I am curious because if we have things set up correctly with the reservoir, and I will happily take the step penalty for it, despite it costing, like, 6 to do this. Right, yeah, this is to the catacombs.
Catacombs?
Are you still... Yeah, you're still there. You're still there. Oh. I do have to actively pull you down every time to do this. Yeah. So this is easy access into the catacombs for us, or into the below. Very akin to how that, the fountain is. I guess the fountain lets us keep wishes. I am still really curious about this room. Like, this room seems to be an important room for us. There's a lot of things that are hyper important to me. Did I set this up properly? I did not. This needs to be up 1. Damn. Oh, okay, that's something to learn. Next time we get the water room, I need to uptick the reservoir by a singular point. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can do that. Did I? Okay, I saw those last second and was like, wait a freaking minute. No. See, the fact that these candles are lit this way is weird. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Well, honestly, I'm getting distracted, but it's like a good thing I am. God, I hate these spiral stairs. I hate these spiral stairs. Why can't they just let me control on the spiral stairs? Like, please, it's so much nicer if you just let me control on the spiral stairs. I guess Draxus makes sense for a tomb day, if you have a tomb. I really wanted to grab the tomb there, actually, to check more whether or not we had, a way to... I should have done the bacon and eggs, now that I think about that. I thought I didn't think about that for long enough, and I really, really, really should have. And this is a problem that I am having recently, is I'm not thinking long enough. We'll do corridor, because we haven't done anything that way yet. Wow. The day is just trying to really put us in a corner here, aren't they? We'll go this way. And hallway is a good expansion for us. Now, really, my main goal right now is I do want to try to finish up the painting puzzles. I have a guess for what they are. I don't want to say exactly what they are, because I feel like if I do, it's going to ruin the fun of it. But I do believe I have an idea. I'm just not exactly sure yet. Let's see here. We'll do... Parlor would be pretty good here, but the closet is a good alternative. Items, compass and the gem, pretty good for us. I think we've thoroughly rescued the day, at least for the time being. Courtyard is our friend, as we know. Is there a shovel? God, I love that there just seems to constantly be a shovel for us today. Like everywhere I go, there's a shovel, you know. Old nail. Put this here. This is best as an outdoor or the lab room, because as we know... Oh, gosh darn it. I would have loved a laboratory there. Lab, as we know, is hyper important to us because it's building our permanent capabilities overall for the game. Alright, let's see here. Honestly, Secret Passage, probably our best bet. I could pick green, and it would give us a free green room, basically. Let's do so. In all honesty. Yep, I will happily use a key on this. I mean, yeah, a free aquarium, pretty good. I could also re-roll here and force a different green room to be it. Would actually not mind a veranda. Would not mind a veranda. Let's do... You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Morning room or the courtyard. We'll do morning room just because I like it. Courtyard is actually pretty good, though. Courtyard is pretty good. We'll do morning room just because it's one of my favorite rooms overall in the game. I like this style of room. I like how it is. It's always peaceful, me likey, me happy. There's a coupon book for us. Let's see here. Reading or breakfast nook is actually amazing because that means that we have... Never mind, I just saw lab. Lab is more important, as we are aware. The lab is the most important room in the game to us. If I can make it common, I'm going to. This is also a room where, if I'm going to guess, is a way to find, like, the network password. It would be here, which I'd be really annoyed if I haven't seen it yet. Random Russian noises or something, I guess. Like, I feel like I should, as I said, I feel like I should know the password by now. Does it really just... yeah, wow. I guess there is none. Well, anyways, as I just quickly circled this, trying to look for things. Let's see here. Alrighty, experiment setup. Continue with the experiment. I mean, immediately permanently add 1 gold to your allowance is decent. I wouldn't, like, I would like to do something like this, but drafting a hallway from another hallway, hard to do. Drafting, if I draw a drawing room floor plan, that's once, immediately is better than once, so we'll just permanently increase our allowance, I guess, is the best way to do that. It's not a good experiment for us, but it is an experiment, I guess. I do need to actually take some notes in the weight room whenever I get the time to. I don't want to take the weight room unless it is a very low... Jesus Christ, okay. Game is like, you will take the weight room or I'm going to smack you upside the head for it. Alright, we'll take the den. Just because, you know, why not? Great Hall is not the best for us right now. We don't really have any keys. But it is access into the antechamber. And I do want to actually see what room 46 is like, you know, for ourselves. Of course, screw you, game. Why wouldn't you let me, you know, expand upon my capabilities? And as such, you know, I mean, if we're going to have some fun, with things, I would like to be able to, you know, at least make some decent progress. Alright, I guess we're bedrooming today. Yoink, what's the item? It's a lucky rabbit foot. Item up. Is there any, you know, oh, there is a pawn in this room. Have I already noticed that pawn? I feel like I'm going crazy because, you know, again, haven't played the game in a while. Haven't actively checked. Yes, there is a pawn in that room. That makes sense. Of course there would be. Why wouldn't there be a pawn in that room? Alright, let's go to the corridor and try to actually make some progress today because, dear Lord, we have not made progress this entire episode, and we're in the part of the series where I'm supposed to do nothing but make progress. Let's do chapel. Chapel gives us an increased amount of openings. Gem. There's a bishop in here, which I believe I'm 90% sure I already know about. If not, it's pretty obvious. Security is a pretty good one for us to take here. And while we're on the topic of it, let's pop open a spare room here. Is pretty good, I guess. Yeah. Alrighty. The curse of my exist. Oh, great. Of course you're there. No. Alright, well, 33 coins somewhere? Whoa! Where is there 33 coins? Whoa. How the hell... Oh, that's in the Great Hall, isn't it? That makes sense. Yeah, and there's also a gem in the Great Hall. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Set the security level to low and offline mode to unlocked, as we are aware, so that those doors are open if at all possible. See, I'm kind of curious if any of these rooms mean anything towards, like anything at all. Well, that one's the same one. Huh. I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, it's a really weird one, I'm thinking. I guess we take the planetarium here. And that way, if I screw up, it's a relatively nice solver for the day. It is so cool that they made their own custom... Wait. Oh my... Wait. That... Either their solar system is really messed up, or that is not our solar system. I don't believe this is our solar system, and that's the first I've looked at it. That's interesting to note to us. I don't think we're in the same solar system. Noted. Alrighty, to the spare room. I'm also going to take a note on that real quick. Alright, what's through? Are you kidding me, game? Are you kidding me, game? Are you actually kidding me? Are you legitimately kidding me, game? Is the game legitimately doing this to me? Alrighty, well, today has been an absolutely crap day of crap. I am so glad that I did all of this. I guess, what we could do is I can go drop a wish, walk all the way down into the tomb, grab some gold if there was any, and then I guess just, do something with it. Something. Because the den is locked. There is no key, as we are aware. The Great Hall ain't gonna really help us if I can't get into any of the rooms, because they're all locked. And, yeah, like... Oh, you know what? Those 33 coins it was counting, it's probably counting all the dead ends that we pulled today. Which does make sense, in all honesty. Hi, bird. Bye, bird. God, I hate that. It is so jarring. They could have done that in any magnitude of ways, but they chose to do it in the worst way possible. And that just makes me so upset. Yeah. Does this have anything? Okay, it doesn't. Interesting. Alright. Let's go end our day in the planetarium, as much as I know it sucks. Yeah. Wow. Absolute mess of an episode. They can't all be winners. They can't all be bangers. There's a lot that we did discover, though. I mean, we've discovered the new language. We've discovered the puzzle box things, which are interesting. I don't know how many of those we're going to see. We've discovered we're in an entirely different solar system than ours. Like, there's a decent bit we figured out today. I would love to figure out a certain passcode. I feel like I should be able to see it from, like, right here. Like, if there's any spot that your passcode would be, ironically, I think it would be in the security room. However, I don't think it is. Don't think it is in the security room here. Like, if there's anywhere it would be. I'm, like, also checking behind. Are, like, any keys marked? No, there's no drain. Why the frick are there... Why is 7 through 9 missing on this? Like, that's not something I'd expect to be missing from that, you know? What the frick? What the frick? What the frick? Does the coffee mug say it? Does the coffee machine say it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just stand here. I will happily end my day. And, yeah. No. This has been a mess. This has been a horrible mess of an episode. Yep. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. 21 rooms, rank 6 reached, 56 steps taken, 6 items found. Have a good one. Bye-bye.